This is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Words. They always add all these extra words. I don't know when they're going to stop. Anyway, it's the case. The phone itself is currently recording my video, so I can't show it. Anyway, I can show the case though. The case, it's a nice little plastic case. For the past, all my iPhones, I buy a case right away. I get a case on it, even though I now have insurance, and it's like, what do I need the case for if I got insurance? Well, I don't know. I just always have bought cases. So, this case was on my phone, and I still got a scratch. I came home one day, and I'm just cleaning the phone, and I thought a little bit of debris on it. Nope. At some point, I realized there's a scratch on my screen. Now, it's incredibly small. It's hard to even see. For the most part, I don't notice it, but I feel it, and off the right angle, you can kind of see it. It's incredibly small, but the fact that it's there, how is there a scratch? Now, as you can see, when I buy these covers, I don't get the faceplate ones, so it doesn't actually cover the screen, and I don't get those plastic things that cover the screen. They just make the phone a little less responsive. I know some people say, oh, no, it's exactly the same. It's not. I mean, it definitely does affect it to some degree. Maybe not a whole lot, but to some degree. So I've always put it around the edges and the back, because that doesn't matter. But I have not put it on the front, except for maybe my first iPhone, the 3S or the 4S. I think I did have it back then. Anyway, not anymore. And yeah, so that's, I guess, how it happened. The front's not covered. But how did it happen? Because Apple was supposed to have these harder and harder glasses, Gorilla Glass or Ape Glass or whatever they called that kind of stuff, and I thought they're getting sapphire or diamond or whatever it was. How did a little thing, which is probably my keys, I believe my keys were in the same pocket and they must have just gotten smunched up against it. Smunched up, let's go with it. So now I had that little thing. It just surprised me, because of all of my past phones, the 13, the 12, and then the 6. I think it went from 6 to 12 to 13 to 15. Anyway, none of those have had it. None of those had a scratch screen. I've always been able to sell my phone with a perfect screen. And now, that's spoiled. 1 month into this phone, there's a scratch on it. So, yeah, I don't know what went wrong, or how keys are stronger than the new screens. But apparently, yeah, they're not perfect. However, I guess if there's a bright side, I'm no longer keeping a case on my phone when it's indoors. So when I'm at home, there's really no reason to. I've got carpeted floors, and there's really no way that it's going to break, whatever. And again, I do have insurance, worst case scenario. So I just leave this by the front door. When I go out, I'll put it in. When I travel, I'll put it in. But at home, I'm just going to keep it case-free. Free the case, free the phone. And then when I go out. So I don't want to risk the sides. And one drop, even with the sides, and Gorilla Steel or whatever, they're magnesium, or I don't know what they're promoting, Apple and its silly terms. But one thing I can tell you is that screen is not key-proof. Let's just go with that. The screen is not key-proof. Yeah, so it's frustrating. I'm not going to be able to sell it as brand new, but I'll still, I guess, be able to sell it. Hopefully not next year, because I'm hoping the 16 doesn't have anything that compels me to sell it. But if they do, if they're 10x zoom, it'll be up for sale. That's it. Just be aware. Cheers.